Hey guys, it's Mrs. Saucetta. I'm here to show you how to complete your work if you missed the live Zoom for 10:06. So you would need to go to your Google Classroom, go to classwork. Once you're on classwork, you're going to go to today's date, which is 10:06. It says today we will complete speed problems on the attached Google slide and on STEM scopes, which must be accessed on Launchpad. There's only one attachment that you're going to do. These are our speed practice problems. But before you complete these practice problems, I want to show you the slideshow and explain to you how to complete the problems. So last class, you guys learned how to calculate speed. So what is speed as a reminder? Speed is how far you travel in a certain amount of time. Speed equals distance divided by time. We call the answer or the result the average speed. So today I want to show you how to use our distance, speed, time triangle. So by covering up what you are missing, you can solve a problem for either distance, speed, or time. So I'll give you an example. So if you don't know what speed is, then you would cover up the S. And that leaves you with just the D over the T. And so if you guys remember that line, when we put a number over another number with a line in between, that's a division problem. So this would be distance divided by time. So speed equals D over T, distance divided by time. Well, what if we don't know the distance, and that's what we want to find out? We have the speed, we have the time, and we want to know what the distance is. So you would cover up the D, and that leaves you with S times T. So the formula for distance is speed multiplied by time. Well, what if you don't know the time? Then you would cover up the time, and that would leave you with D over S. So when we have a number over another number with a line, that means to divide. So distance divided by speed will give you the time. And so an example problem, a train travels 120 miles in 2 hours. So what is the speed? So it gives us the distance, the D, 120. It gives us the 2 for the T, 2 hours. And we need to find the speed. So we'll cover the speed, that's what we don't know. Speed equals distance divided by time. So you would find the distance and insert that into your problem. Then find the time and insert that into the problem. So it'd be 120 divided by 2, which would be 60 miles per hour, because you always have to give your units. So on the assignment you're going to do after this, if you're not putting your units in, then the points will be taken off. Next one says the runner's average speed is 8 meters per second. How far can he run in 25 seconds? So it gives you the speed and it gives you the time. So you're looking for how far he can run, which is his distance. So we'll cover up the D, and that leaves us with S multiplied by T. So you take the speed, which was 8 meters per second, and multiply that by the time, 25 seconds, and you should get 200 meters, because distance unit is meters. The seconds would cross each other out, and you would just carry down the M for meters. So you're going to go ahead and do your problems independently on your worksheet. So if you're in Google Classroom, 10:06 live Zoom, you'll click on the Google Doc with your name on there. So I'll do the first one, I'll do 2 of them with you, and then you'll do the rest independently. And turn this in when you're done. So this says that a car travels 300 kilometers in 6 hours. What is the average speed of the car? So up here it gives you all formulas for distance, time, and speed. So the first thing you need to decide is what is the formula I need to use? What am I looking for? What am I trying to calculate? So it tells us we're trying to calculate the average speed. We're trying to calculate speed here. And so our speed is D over T, distance divided by time. And so the first thing you need to do is write down your formula. S equals D divided by T, distance divided by time. And so then you insert your numbers into the formula. So you have to decide, well, which one of these is the distance? Is it 300 or 6? This is why you have to know units. So our distance will have the unit of kilometers, meters, miles, something like that. So this is our distance because it's kilometers. Our time, you guys know time already. Hours are time. That's a unit of time. So you have to know which one is the distance because the distance has to go first. So 300 km needs to go first. And then you divide that by time, which was 6 hours. And so when you're doing your problems, you need to have all these steps written down. You need to write the formula that you need to use. You need to fill out your formula with the information, and then you need to calculate the answer. And so to calculate our answer, you're going to use a calculator. And so we're taking the distance and dividing it by time. So 300 divided by 6. 300 divided by 6. That gives you 50. So you come back over here and you'll write 50, but not just 50 because you need to carry down your units. So you're going to carry down the km, you're going to carry down the slash, and you're going to carry down the h. Because our speed should have 2 units. It should have the distance unit and the time unit. So kilometers per hour. That's your full answer. And so if you are not putting your units, if you're not showing me your formula, if you're not showing me your work, then I'm not going to give you full credit. So make sure that each problem has these 3 steps: the formula, the filled out formula, and then the calculated speed, distance, or time. So that was a speed problem. I'll show you a distance problem. Okay. So this one says a bird flies at a speed of 4 meters per second, and it flies for 2,160 seconds from its nest to the field. How much distance did the bird cover? So distance, we're looking for distance. It says how much distance. So that means you need to know the distance formula. So make sure that before you try to answer a question, you understand which formula you need to use. So we're going to go up, and then it says here, distance is speed multiplied by time. Speed multiplied by time. So that's the first thing you want to do is write down your formula. The distance equals speed multiplied by time. So we have our formula, and now you need to insert the information into your formula. So you have to decide which of these is time, 4 or 2,160. So you need to decide which one's time and which one's the speed. Since you guys know times units already, I would start by identifying the time. You know time is seconds. And so that means this number has to be the speed. We know it's the speed because it has 2 units, meters per second. Our speed always has 2 units, the distance and the time unit. So now we're going to put our speed down, 4 ms, and we're going to multiply that by the time, which was 2,160 seconds. And so you could go to your calculator next, and you're going to multiply 4 by 2,160. Make sure you clear it. 2,160 by 4. Multiplied by 4 gives you 8,640. 8,640. But not just 8,640, because this is a distance. We need a unit. So what are we going to use for our unit? Are we going to use meters, meters per second, or seconds? And since this is a distance, we're going to use meters, because meters is a unit for distance. And that would be your answer. So you finish the rest independently and then turn it in when you're done. Comment with any questions.